Welcome to Sip Wisely, where we celebrate bourbon in all of its forms, from the legends you love to the emerging gems, including Missouri whiskey. I'm Jonathan Lee, your guide on this flavorful journey. Together, we'll dive into the stories, craftsmanship, and flavors that make every pour something special. So, pour a glass, settle in, and let's sip wisely. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Sip Wisely podcast. My name is Jonathan Lee, and it's the middle of the month, so you know what that means. Well, I hope you know what that means. It's a tasting episode, of course. Hopefully, you were listening to our first episode this month, where we sat down with Nick, the distiller of Switchgrass. He told us all about their amazing history and his products. Now, we get to taste them. Today, we'll be diving into 5 incredible bottles from Switchgrass. We'll be tasting their best-selling bourbon whiskey, often known as the Blue Label, their bottled and bond bourbon, the White Label, the unique apple brandy, made from Jonathan apples, my favorite of course, their rye whiskey, the Red Label, and finally, the more polished bottled and bond rye whiskey, also a White Label. If you haven't already, there is still time to hit pause, go to your favorite local liquor store, and pick up a bottle, or 2, or maybe 5, and taste along with us. When you do, be sure to tell them that Sip Wisely and the St. Charles Bourbon Society sent you. Before we dive into the episode, I have a couple exciting items I want to share with you, though. Make sure to check out our brand new website and explore the awesome merch store. Something we have been really working on over the past couple weeks and excited to share with all of you. We also have additional content out available. Don't miss our brand new series on YouTube called Sip Blindly. It's available now. Each month, a group gets together to blind taste 4 bottles, always including a fantastic Missouri whiskey. This last month, we featured Still 630, and David Weglars himself came on to share all about his product. It was great. Check it out. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We love hearing your thoughts, so tag us and Switchgrass when you share your tasting notes. If you haven't done so already, please join our Facebook group and please share this episode with your friends. Now, let's get into the heart of today's episode. We're about to explore the diverse and often surprising flavor profiles of Switchgrass spirits. From their big, bold, but still kind of light and clean bourbon, to their rich and complex rye, and the incredible unique apple brandy, we're in for a treat. Get ready to experience how sweet mashing and careful ingredient choices create whiskeys that are truly distinct. Welcome, everybody, into another episode of the Sip Wisely podcast. This is the middle of the month, so you know what that means. That means this is a tasting episode. Hopefully, you were listening to the first episode of the month, which is we sat down with Nick, the distiller of Switchgrass. He told us all about the history and the amazing stuff, and now we get to taste it. And Gary and I were sitting here while Nick poured the first bottle of the bourbon whiskey, and just the fruit smell just came right off us. Hopefully you got your own bottle, you open it up, and you get the same smell we did. And Nick is going to walk us through the tasting part of this. So, all right, what we got?
Sure. Well, this is our best-selling bourbon. It's should be around $30 retail. It is mostly for old fashions. So it's going to be a big, bold, but still kind of like light and clean bourbon. That was our goal. The mash bill is 63 corn, 25% wheat, and the rest is barley. So we wanted a big, bright, fruity, but light and clean bourbon. It's 92 proof too. So yeah. It's got a lot of fresh fruit flavors, apples and cherries. The other flavors we taste for is honey. The wheat comes across as this honey flavor, and then cornbread in the finish. Cool. But it's really rich and oily and thick, like, is what we go for. That's for cocktail reasons. It's those oils act as binders for the other cocktail ingredients, and it really makes the other ingredients pop more in your cocktail. So, yeah, this is like I said, this is our bestseller, and it's because of Old Fashions that it's our bestseller. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
Oh, this is very sippable also, too. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's the best example of what sweet mashing does. It just doesn't have the acidity. It doesn't have that meanness that most younger whiskeys have because it's just never in there to begin with. The yeast doesn't create a lot of leftover acids that have to break down over time. It just creates that apples and cherries flavor. Those high notes, those phenols are. The other difference is that we make good cuts. We're not greedy on the front end. We just, if we aren't proud to sell it, we don't sell it. So
I like when you switch around the glass a little bit. You can definitely see what people call it legs and the oiliness of it stay there, and that has some definitely depth to that, but without that harshness, it definitely hits you, packs a punch, but it's not like it's a. Say that's not a negative. It's not. I mean, it gives you that flavor with that.
Yeah. So a big part of what makes us taste different is that sweet mashing, and that's going to be apparent in every single one. We tried to make it's all brown liquor, right? But we tried to make every single product taste real different, and we did that by choosing ingredients. We did that by doing different flavor profiles, and because the goal is to sell to different customers. Like not everybody. Yeah. Not everybody likes the same thing, and like some people like it lighter, some people like it darker and richer. So.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
That's very good.
I can do the bottle and bond version next. Oh, sorry.
So while he's pouring that, as we're transitioning from the first episode to the second episode, I will say that, so we are currently in the former girls' bathroom of the American Legion Hall.
Yeah, it's our office.
So we were talking about the history of the building that he purchased for Switchgrass and how cool, I mean, it's amazing, just overall how it can be reused for this purpose, and it's almost like it's perfect for this. And so we're in a very small space. And so if you hear some noises of bouncing around, and don't worry, we're okay. We're not spilling anything. We're kind of dealing with the history of the place in which you're in.
Right.
After chasing after a little water, I get a little chocolate also too.
Yeah, that's the barley I was talking about in the last episode. Yeah, but that it's not a regular distiller's malt. It's a pale ale malt. So it's going to be a little bit more roast. They roast the barley a little different to get more flavor out of it.
All right, so we've moved from the bourbon whiskey,
the regular bourbon, up to the bottled and
proof.
bond bourbon. So the proof went up a little bit to 100, as all bottled and bond does. But more importantly, the barrels we pick for this one, we expect to stand on their own. You can make excellent cocktails out of it, but you can also just pour this one neat on the rocks. So that's what this one does. Same barrels, same a little bit. You're gonna get a little bit more oak on this one because it's older than the first one. First one doesn't get much oak at all because it's not in the barrel for that long. But this one's been in the barrel longer, and you should get more, even though it's mostly char 3. So you're gonna get more nutty oak flavors than the typical caramels and stuff. So a lot less of those high notes. The apples and cherries kind of like mellow out, but a lot richer, more traditional bourbon, to be honest. Like, even though it's char 3, like most American whiskeys are char 4. So the char 3 adds this like almondy, like nutty, like dark, like fruitier flavors. But yeah. But that's the bottle of bond. It's once again the sweet mashing. I try to explain it like a regular bourbon is an ingredient of the bottle of bond bourbon. So it's just real different. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it is a very different taste. It doesn't punch, like you said, not as punchy because it doesn't have to compete with the cocktail stuff.
Right.
So it does stand alone. It still doesn't have, it has that sweetness because of the mash bill and all that. It does not knock you out, but it's got a nice finish to it. I can't place the taste on the finish, but I definitely taste the oaky on the front.
Yeah, it's some of that same honey and cornbread finish because those are oils. Those really stay in there. Like those high notes, the apples and cherries from the first one, they'll evaporate out and break down pretty quickly. Like quickly for a distiller, like in a couple of years they'll break down. Mm-hmm. But the oils, the heavy, rich flavors, those like butterscotches and this, in some of the ones we noticed, there's a new like citrus flavor. So like marmalade or dreamsicle, like a. I think what happened was tannic acid broke down into citric acid. Mm. So like the barrels have tannin, like the wood has tannins, and then after so long, those acids break down into other acids and taste way better. So
cool. So for my chemists out there, chemistry teachers, since we have an education background here, if you happen to want to, put that up in a model of what that breakdown looks like, and that'd be pretty kind of cool. So,
feel free to confirm or
Put
not.
that out there for us on social media. That'd be great.
Or explain it.
See that image.
Yeah. Where did that orange flavor come from? Because it's not in the first one.
It's very good.
I didn't add any orange, so.
It's funny. I was on the finish for me. I was getting honey, of course, and then also I was getting bubble gum for some reason.
Okay,
too.
yeah.
A little bit of bubble gum on the finish. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah. That fruity, like that, like bright, like fruity, but like
Now you said that, I can get that.
Pick it up, yeah.
It's been a minute since I had some bubble gum, but
Matter of fact, I was almost popped some gum in coming over here. I'm like, nah, let me wait.
So yeah, we do have other bourbons, but these are our best sellers. I just had the ones that are easiest to find and sell the best.
Great. Good choice.
And it should be like around a $55 bottle too. So it's like a cheap, like the first one's like an expensive cocktail whiskey, and then the Bourbon is a cheap sipping whiskey. So it's kind of like what we were trying to do.
Very good. Well, I mean, so you said there's a difference in age statement. What is about the difference?
It's about 2.5 years.
2.5 years
Difference, yeah. And that we've noticed, like, right around 18 month, there's a huge improvement. It's like the difference between 18 month and 24 isn't that big, but the difference between 12 and 18 is gigantic.
Really?
So that's why our first one is what it is. And then the second one was that it's the difference between that one and the 4-year bottle and bond. But we're about to age those up too. So
okay. So it sounds like it's different than kids, because not a lot of difference between 12 and 18, but a lot of difference between 18 and 24.
Oh my God, yeah.
So no. So next on our list, I'm kind of excited because I'll be the first to admit, and I'll let Gary talk to this because it very well could be my very first brandy.
Okay.
So, my level is down here, and so it can only go up. So it's gonna be great. But I'm excited to see what that taste is, and probably gonna go pick up my bottle. My wife will be happy about that. Very different in color.
Yeah, super light color, because we usually use whiskey barrel. So the goal, I'll pick up my mic in a second.
There you go.
You're good.
Yeah. The goal is to show off the fruit. It costs a lot. Apples cost more than corn. Newsflash. But we want to show off the flavor of Jonathan apples. Like the goal for this one was just to
Those are the best kind.
show off, and because the Jonathans have enough sugar to make it alcoholic and enough flavor to make it taste like apples. So you can buy tanker trucks of like 5,000 gallon trucks of Jonathan apple cider locally. So those are the 3 reasons we did that. So I'll give the disclaimer. Our brandy is very different from most American brandies. Most American brandies have a bunch of caramel and syrup and sugar in it. We don't have any colorings, any flavorings, anything. It's just distilled Jonathan apple cider and white wine yeast. We don't even use our ale yeast. We use a different, lighter, cleaner yeast. So I really like grappa, like an Italian. It's an Italian type of brandy, but it's usually a single variety from a specific grape in a specific region, and everybody has their own. And it's just something you sip on after dinner instead of if you don't want chocolate cake, you can have a grappa, and it's kind of like what you do after dinner. So we were trying to make a Missouri version, apple grappa. So like that was the kind of the theory of it. Okay. So this one's incredibly popular with bartenders in the fall. It's just an easy swap for any bourbon cocktail. You can just use this. Really? And apple brandy old fashions are amazing. Okay. But I just drink it like this. I just drink it neat. I just pour it in my Glencairn and.
Very cool. Now my wife would agree. She when she makes apple pie, she said you got to get Jonathan apples.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I can understand why you married a Jonathan. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All coming together.
That's awesome. So there's two flavors we taste for. The first one's, I call it the Green Jolly Rancher apple flavor. That's
sold me there.
Yeah. It's right up front, right? And then honestly, it goes like really light and neutral and a little bit floral into, and then like way later on, like on the back of your palate, it's this apple butter, like this rich, buttery, like caramely, appley finish. So just super simple. This is my summertime go-to because it's not heavy. It's not
definitely not heavy. No.
Yeah.
What's the proof?
Proof's 84. So, yeah. It's just two ingredients: apples and white wine yeast. And I guess we add a little bit of water to get it down to 84, but that's it. It's just, and we double pot distill it too. We don't even send it through. We have a 5-plate column. We normally send our whiskey through, but we don't. We bypass it for this one. We just double alembic pot distill it. This is the hardest thing we make, and it's
the hardest thing, but the simplest.
It's the simplest, yeah. But that's the easiest to screw up. Like if you screw up any part, it's gonna taste bad. So this is probably the one. Yeah, this is probably the one I'm most proud of. It's the one that got me started in distilling. So.
And how long does it sit in the barrels?
This was sitting in there 1 year.
Okay.
But it's a used whiskey barrel. So the goal wasn't to have it taste like the flavor wheel. We wanted almost none of it to come from the barrel. We just put it in the barrel to oxidize, age, mellow out, calm it down a little bit.
Yeah. It's very smooth. It's very smooth.
Yeah. We wanted it to be smooth, but we didn't want it to be super sweet and syrupy. I don't like syrup in my brandy. So we didn't put syrup in there. So yeah, that's super fun. And like I said, it has a huge it's got a lot of fun. Bartenders like it. It has a big bump when all the patios open up because of sangria. A lot of places add fruit juice and then they want to get the alcohol back up. So then put that in there, and it's all nice and light and fruity.
I can definitely see it going into sangria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before you proof it down, like what does it come out of the barrel at?
Our barrel entry proof's right around 115, but to be honest, like we target 115, but we don't pick that. We pick and choose what it tastes like. So it could be up higher or lower, like depending on what Pat thinks tastes good. Like Pat makes the cuts. He's head distiller. We kind of do recipe design together. Yeah. But he we average around 115. The reason for that is we want the original beer, the original water, the original apple wine to be in the final product because once again, we try so hard on the back end of it. We want it to be able to taste the apples. Yeah. This doesn't have any apple flavor in there. Yeah. It's just like distilled apple cider. So the goal is like to keep as much of the apples in there as we can, not add it on the back end. Yeah. So, yeah.
Sitting there thinking we can make this at home because there's only 2 ingredients, but no.
You can try. I mean, this is what I made at home before I started a distillery.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, it's definitely worth picking up and having a different option. I can see that being. I mean, even putting a little cube in there, kind of chilling it a little bit.
Yeah.
Would be nice. I definitely get a sweeter wine finish, which makes sense with the wine juice.
Yeah.
See, I think my wife might like this too if I cut it with a little Sprite, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, people do such cool things with cocktails.
Yeah.
I've seen, like, Brasserie had this in a French 75. It's a gin swap. Like, it's just fun to switch out for other ingredients in cocktails. But,
Very cool.
yeah.
The one thing I can say about the 3 so far for me is because I don't know why I was expecting it to have a lot of ethanol, and it's really not. I mean, there's not a lot of burn and a lot of alcohol, ethanol
That
flavor
meanness.
to it. So, yeah.
I call that the
yeah.
meanness. Like,
yeah.
that's the sweet mashing. And they're different. Like the first two was an ale yeast and the second one was a white wine yeast, but the difference is the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to have that apples and cherries that this one had,
Yeah.
or that like bready richness. We wanted it to just be really light. Let the apples tell the story, not the yeast. Like with this one, we're okay with the yeast, adding it, but we wanted this one to be the showcase for Jonathan Apple. Like,
That's cool.
yeah. So
Very neat. All right, so we're heading over to the whiskeys.
yeah, this back to rye.
Back to rye whiskeys here, but don't let it fool you. There's wheat in everyone. So as you're listening to us pour our next pour, or if maybe you're getting ready to get to the bottle that you purchased, if you've already tasted the bottle you purchased, what are your thoughts on it? Tag us on social media. Share with us. Don't forget to tag Switchgrass. I'm sure they love to know what your impressions of these amazing bottles are. All right, the rye whiskey, the red label.
Yeah, so this is our red label rye.
Spices are coming out for me right off the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a 75. I'll do the mash bill. 75% rye, 12.5% wheat, and 12.5% barley. 0 corn. So whereas these first three were really light and delicate and clean, the rye does a 180-degree turn. It's really heavy and rich and dark and complex, and it's the rye is this is probably the best example of the sweet mashing because this is 100 proof rye that we built to fight vermouth and still taste like whiskey in your Manhattans. So, also the flavors are just like so big and intense and everywhere, and it doesn't have that meanness that a lot of ryes have, right, like you guys said, but it does have that richness and that complexity and that depth. So this is the apple brandy and the rye are probably the most different and the two I'm the most proud of.
Okay.
So, yeah. When we're tasting these barrels, what we taste for is that same apples and cherries because it has the same yeast as the bourbon. But after that, it's just dried fruit. So like raisins, figs, dates. And then it goes into like honey and black pepper. Like that's from the wheat and the rye, and then it goes into like fresh baked bread and like bread. It's like really doughy and like pancakes and like
A little bit on the back end,
yeah, at the very tail end finish of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is our second bestseller as a company, and once again, it's the younger ones, and it's because of cocktails. So.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of got that rye burn, but it's not. But it's a smooth burn, if it makes sense. You know?
It's 100 proof rye, and it's a young 100 proof rye too, which is usually honestly a recipe for getting kicked in the teeth. But people are amazed at how smooth this is for the age and for what it is. Like, it's hard to make a smooth rye. You have to sweet mash it. Yeah. So. It's the best example of what sweet mashing does. Because you put this next to another young rye and we'll just win every time. Like, there's no... And it's cool because, like, all the flavor in here came from the ingredients and the choices that Pat made. Not the oak. Like, because it's in a 53-gallon barrel for not that long. It's because we put good product into our still. So we have those good ingredients, and that's why this tastes so good. So
Explain sweet mashing one more time, also too.
okay, so sweet mashing is when you use yeast, not bacteria, to do your sugar to alcohol conversions. So Lactobacillus and Brettanomyces are two bacteria that convert sugar into alcohol. That's what most places use. It's really easy. It's really reliable. It's really consistent. We don't do that. We use new yeast every time, and that's a lot harder. It's a lot easier to screw up, but we put an ale into our still, not a sour beer. Just think about the difference between an ale and a sour beer. Yeah. And it's just like, which one do you think is going to be smoother coming out of a still? It's the one that doesn't taste all sour. Like, so that normally, if you put a sour beer into your still, you can just wait for 6 years and all those acids will break down and it'll taste great. But we don't have to do that because it's never that acidic. So.
What I liked about, we talked about it in the first episode about how you have such variety.
Right.
And usually when you're tasting this many in a row, we're on our fourth tasting, your tongue kind of calms down a little bit. But because the flavors are so different, we're still getting some tingling in different areas that we haven't had yet.
Yeah.
And it speaks to that different flavor and the variety that you got.
Yeah, this is definitely so different than the first two. Yeah. It's weird, but like the first three are very similar. Even though one's made entirely out of apples, like, and then you try the rye and you're like, oh my God, where did that flavor come from? And I'm like, oh yeah, we use all different ingredients again, like the first two had no rye in it and the last two have no corn in it. So that was a big divergence in how we designed the recipe. We wanted people that, like 10 years ago, we were like, it's people that like argue about Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. We wanted them to tell the difference, like on the first try. We wanted it to be so obvious that these were very different, even though it looks the same, even though its price is the same, even though the proof's the same. Like, one's blue and one's red, yeah, but like you should be able to tell, even if you're a rookie, like at whiskeys, So that was kind of our goal. On the recipe design side, we did not expect the rye to be smooth. We were going for an uncompromising, big, bold cocktail rye. Think like Sazerac rye, or think like, yeah. But the wheat does what a wheated bourbon does. It softens it, lightens it, smooths it out, and the sweet mashing took that meanness away that most young whiskeys have. And what you're left with is like a showcase of all the other ingredients, all the other flavors from the grain itself, from those oils are in the grain that's in the flour, and we just distilled them out and put them in a barrel. So anyway,
that's awesome. That's amazing.
What's the price point on the rye?
That's $30. $30.750. Nice. So yeah, that's another reason it's very popular. It's because you can it's a few bucks more than Rittenhouse. Like if you're already buying good rye to make your cocktails with, you could just spend a couple bucks more and like get a very, very good one. So, yeah.
Oh, every time I do these, someone gives me a rye, like I'm not a rye fan. I don't know why I keep saying that. Yeah. That's not really true. These are delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Rye is usually harsher, but not in our case. The ryes are all the same. They have the same burn, I'd say. The same harshness.
Exactly. I'm kind of like you, though. I mean, I was never really a big rye fan.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm going to have a cocktail, I usually use rye.
It's bigger.
Yeah.
Just use vodka if you're going to, like you want to taste like whiskey or not,
right.
Yeah. All right, our last one, the fifth one, Bottle and Bond rye whiskey. Red label.
Yeah.
No, sorry, white label.
Yeah, So with this one, it's the same relationship as the bourbon. So we have a younger cocktail. younger, cheaper cocktail one, and then we have an older, more well-rounded, more polished bottled bond version. So with this one, like the red label rye is just like already big and rich and complex, and then the bottled bond is even more because there's hardly any oak flavor in that first bottle, but this one has a lot of that char 4, like very traditional American whiskey flavor is char 4 white oak. So this one has it. Once again, it loses a little bit of those high notes, a little bit of the apples and cherries, but it gains caramel and vanilla and like all those those awesome whiskey flavors. So it doesn't lose any of the richness and complexity. It adds to it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be honest, this is my favorite. I love all my children, but this one I love more, like
Yeah.
but I like really heavy and complex ones. Like I also sell more bourbon, so I like that too, but
I mean, between the two bourbons, I'm trying to think back, it's so long ago. I mean, there definitely was a difference, but I think I agree with what Gary was saying with the very first one that this can still be a sipper. Between these two ryes, the first rye was definitely, mean's not the word because it wasn't mean, but it definitely had a stronger taste to it.
yeah.
And this has a lot of flavor, but it doesn't hit you so fast.
Right. I call it knocking the corners off.
There you go.
One's got a lot more edges, a lot more angles, a lot more corners, and like that's great when you want it to stand out and get noticed in a cocktail. But it's not good if you're sipping this on its own. You want it to be smoother, more well-rounded, So, yeah,
That's good.
That's kind of how we pick it. And what's fun is that the same citrus, that like marmalade flavor appears in this one too. So that's always one. Yeah, we always pick one barrel that has a little bit of that, that marmalade, like bitter orange peel flavor. So, yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's just like the most rich one we make. Single malt is too, but we're not doing it. Yeah. We were trying to be good.
No, I mean, if I had to rate them, this could be number one. I don't disagree with you on that. And again, I don't like rye.
Right. A lot of high rye bourbon guys like our rye better than our bourbon.
Really?
Because it's as smooth as a high rye bourbon,
Yeah.
but it's as rich and complex as it's like more complex than high rye. Corn's really neutral as a flavor ingredient. It just doesn't. You get a little bit of that cornbread, but it doesn't really add much to a whiskey. It's like a blank. It's a blank canvas for your oak, which is awesome. But with this one, it's not. This is like big grain flavors and oak flavors too. So, yeah.
That's delicious. 100 proof, bottle and bond, rye whiskey. So, great work, sir. Gary, if you had to pick one.
I'm still going with number one there,
Really?
the bourbon. Yeah, that's probably my favorite of the three.
Cool.
Really, it's almost in that exact order, except I might put the 100 proof and maybe kick the ball and bond up and put the 100 proof as fifth. But yeah, I mean, it's. I think if I had to pick one, if I were to walk out here one today, it'd be
The blue label.
yeah, just the blue label. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a versatile one. It's very versatile because of the using cocktails, and plus it's very sippable. I think it's smooth and good flavors, good flavor profile.
That's our bestseller as a company.
Yeah,
You've
I
picked
can see why.
You
Yeah.
picked the one.
Yeah,
that sells
I
the
see
most.
why. Yeah.
You were swayed by numbers.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I'll probably have some buddies that when I go to Kentucky, because I'm moving to Kentucky here
Oh,
pretty
okay.
soon. So, I always like to take Missouri wines there for them. And
Yeah, see, I love pouring for Kentucky people because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even fighting you.
exactly. Right. There's
I'm
enough
doing this
bourbon
other
love.
I
thing,
will.
you know.
Yeah, there's enough bourbon love to go around. Actually,
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much. I mean, rarely do we get to try 5 in one tasting. And so, I'm super excited.
We could try more.
Oh, don't worry. We will when we hit
I'm gonna try that.
Oh,
On that one.
Straight rice.
You're pointing at a whole bunch of bottles sitting over here in this former women's bathroom. But no, I appreciate the generosity and the hospitality to sit down with us.
Well, cheers.
We know how much goes into this work, and it's obvious in what you've been talking about with the history and the process you've been working on. And so, thank you very much for taking the time to sit with us, to share your wonderful product. Before we sign off, is there anything that you want, as you reflect on what we've talked about, anything you want to mention or reiterate to the audience about Switchgrass Spirits?
Oh, just don't be afraid to try new things. That's my main thing. It's a big world. You don't have to do it the same way every time. You can try something new. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my
that's
main.
awesome. Don't be afraid to try something new, right? No, that's awesome. So again, thank you very much. Those that are listening, if you have not already gone out and bought some Switchgrass, you should do that and re-listen to the episode. You don't have to buy all 5, even though I know Nick and we would appreciate it, right?
Definitely.
You can take Gary's recommendation and get the blue label. You can take my recommendation and get the Bottle and Bond rye whiskey, the white and red label, whichever you prefer. But you should pick something up, try it, share it on social media, and thank Switchgrass for making such great whiskey. So thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me on.
So Gary, thank you to you for joining us.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the close of another fantastic episode of the Sip Wisely podcast. What an incredible journey through the diverse portfolio of Switchgrass spirits we've had today. We explored a remarkable lineup and quite tasty, savoring their popular bottle bourbon whiskey, often known as that blue bottle. We moved into the refined Bottle and Bond bourbon, that white label there, and an older, richer version of their bourbon, Gary's favorite. We sampled the bold rye whiskey, the distinctive red label, and finally we experienced their exceptional polished Bottle and Bond rye whiskey, another superb white label. This one in particular is Nick's and mine favorite because of its heavy and complex profile. Each one showcased the remarkable craftsmanship of sweet mashing and thoughtful ingredient selection, creating distinct profiles without the meanness often found in younger whiskeys. But we cannot forget that apple brandy. Distinctively unique in flavor, it was light and crisp and would be a perfect pour for the cool autumn evenings coming up. I definitely have added one to my bar, and I can't wait for those cool nights to come along. I'll be honest, I'd had tasted Switchgrass before, and I was not excited about it. I just didn't like the flavor for whatever reason. I mean, it might have had something to do with the 100-degree festivals in which I tasted it in, but honestly, hearing the story and the amount of time and care that goes into each barrel, I think is what changed my tune. This juice is really good, and I'm proud to say that I have 3 of their bottles on my bar right now, and happy to share it with people when they come over. So don't be afraid to get out there and pick up a bottle of your own. They also attend a lot of festivals, and now that it's the fall, the temps are a lot more favorable to tasting whiskey. So get out there, get to know them, learn about their story, and try their products. They are fantastic. And then go to the store and pick up a bottle or two. If you've been listening along without a glass in hand, it's certainly not too late to experience this incredible whiskey and brandy for yourself. As I've been saying, take a cue from Gary, who still champions the versatile blue label bourbon as his favorite due to its sippability and cocktail potential. Or perhaps you'll find yourself drawn to the Bottle and Bond whiskey, as I was. No matter your preference, there's a Switchgrass spirit for every palate. Head over to your local spirits purveyor, and when you do, be sure to tell them that Sip Wisely and St. Charles Bourbon Society sent you. They may give you a funny look, but hey, we appreciate the recognition. And as Nick reminded us, don't be afraid to try new things in the vast world of spirits. Before you hit stop, please take a moment to visit our freshly launched website and browse the fantastic merchandise we have available. We've got some curated items out there, from shirts to hats to glasses, that will help you represent the St. Charles Bourbon Society in style. And for even more whiskey exploration and fun, be sure to check out our Sip Blindly YouTube series. Each month, we gather a group of blind taste 4 bottles, always featuring a superb Missouri whiskey. Last month, we highlighted Still 630, and David Weglars was there to join us. Stay connected with us across all our social platforms. We love hearing your tasting notes and impressions, so feel free to tag us and Switchgrass when you share them. If you haven't already, become a member of our thriving Facebook group and help spread the word by sharing this episode with fellow enthusiasts. As always, I thank you very much for tuning in, and until next time, everyone, please sip wisely. Thank you for tuning in to the Sip Wisely podcast. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button to get the latest episodes. Don't forget to visit our website at stcharlesbourbonsociety.com for the show notes. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please share them on social media. Follow us on all platforms by searching for St. Charles Bourbon Society. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge to sip wisely. Cheers.